Hello everyone, welcome back to the Corner. I am Hermione, author and lover of all things literature. So today's video, I'm not going to have my intro piece because I just want to come on here and just talk about this. So yesterday I had the option of seeing the new Lord of the Rings anime that had just hit American theaters, and I didn't go and see it for two reasons. One, I had to pick up my birthday cake and I had to pay for said birthday cake. And two, it was just pouring down rain. It was like I was fighting the rain and the wind, and I'm telling you something, the moment that I got home, I ate something, I went to sleep. I didn't wake up till like nearly 8 o'clock at night. So yes, you imagine me trying to fight the wind and rain to get into the movie theater, and then I have to like sit in the movie theater in like somewhat wet clothes. No, I'm not doing that. I will see the movie when it's not pouring down rain. So I was reading an article, and this is like this is like when you have a studio that is not worried about their movie being a flop, you kind of wonder why that's the case. And then you read an article and you're like, okay, that does make sense because, you know, you're underhanded and you didn't really care if the movie did well at all. So according to the internet, this comicbook.com. So, on comicbook.com, they reported that there is a report that Warner Brothers will not consider the new anime a flop because they fast-tracked it to keep the rights to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Because guess what? If you guys think that you're going to have to wait years for another piece of Middle-earth, you're wrong. They are reportedly working on some Golem films with the actor who played Golem. Now, I don't know why they need Golem films, but I guess they want to maybe explore more of like who he was before he became Golem. I don't really know. I personally think that if this is the case, if the reason they fast-tracked it, green-lighted, and it did not have to go through the same scrutiny that you would expect other films to have to go through, just so that they could basically keep their film rights for the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I'm like, what the fuck? You go to the estate of Christopher Lee just to keep your film rights? So they went to the estate of Christopher Lee and asked for permission to use archived voice, whatchamacallits, to put in the new movie. And while it's going to be great to hear Christopher Lee again, because we have not heard his voice in quite a long time, because he's dead, I think that you're doing this just to keep your rights to the film franchise is pretty bad. And so what this does, if it turns out to be true that this film was fast-tracked on purpose just for New Line Home Cinema to keep their rights to the film franchise, or to allow, what do you want to call it, that's just low. I mean, come on. So, you never intended to care about the quality of the movie to begin with. Like, you didn't care if the movie was like, going out of ballpark figures. I don't quite, like, understand that. I really don't. At all. Like, so apparently now there's a new reason why you fast-track movies that people may or may not like, because you gotta keep your film rights. Um, However, for moi, I am going to go and see the movie. And I'm actually going to do 2 videos on this movie. One is going to be filled with spoilers, which will not be uploaded until a month after I've seen the movie. And then I will have the one you will get when I go to see the movie, maybe, hopefully, next week, is going to be spoiler free. Because if I get the spoilers things out of my system first, I will do a spoiler free more effectively. But you know, I've been hearing like this movie is super woke, or is like beyond woke. I'm like, okay, I personally don't think you understand that if it's true that they did all this just that they just didn't care about the quality of the story, this is just low. This really is. And you making a video about, oh, this movie is super woke, they're laughing at you right now. They are laughing at you so badly because they're saying we don't care because we got to keep the movie right, so you know we can make it as whatever we want. I personally, this is my own personal opinion, but we shouldn't judge how good a movie is like we do now. Especially with something like Lord of the Rings. If you suddenly get a Lord of the Rings project that's not good, and Warner Brothers is not, or anyone else is not saying anything about the movie being a box office bust, that should tell you all you need to know, that there is a hidden reason why this movie was even green-lighted. And yeah, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, they don't care. I think what's going to happen is they're going to work really hard to make the Golem movies to be as great as they're supposed to be, and then you're going to start seeing Warner Brothers bringing in the money. So, yeah. Now, the article also stated that that will probably happen is Warner Brothers will probably make its return investment when it goes into streaming, which is probably what's going to happen. It's going to make, they're like, well, it's going to make $30 million by the end of its theatrical run. I will say this, if I happen to like the movie, if I'm like really like enjoying it, because I like to be entertained, and if I'm entertained, I think my money was well spent. I am probably going to go ahead and buy it when it hits streaming, or to the back. I'll be able to see it on Max because I have Max. But I definitely am going to I'm definitely going to like do that. So yeah. So I just think it's just stupid. I really do think it's stupid. If it's true that this is all that you did it for because you didn't want to lose the movie rights to Lord of the Rings, I'm like, how do you lose your movie rights to Lord of the Rings anyways? I just do not seem to understand. How do you lose movie rights? I mean, and also I think that's another reason like Amazon Prime is not concerned about how good the Rings of Power are, because the same premise, it keeps the movie rights to wherever. Now some people say that they went to the grandchildren of Tolkienson and only got the rights from them for half of Middle Earth. I'm like, I think I said this in a video. Why wouldn't you get the full rights to Middle Earth? Like, I don't understand. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But as I said, I will see the movie next week. my boss always lets me have Thursday off. So what I will just go ahead and do is go see the movie, and as I said before, I will start off with a spoiler-filled review, but keep that for later. And then I will do a spoiler-free review, and that will be the one I will post. Alright, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.